Conan the Cimmerian, the barbarian mind. Like, this is one of the most, I don't know, iconic characters in, our modern fiction telling. Like, Conan is as raw as it gets because Conan is loved. You love Conan because of his purity. He is what he is. There's no compromise in Conan. And at his core, he really represents the id unchanged. He's all raw instinct. He's appetite. He's in survival impulse, all shaped by a very brutal world. Violence, lust, hunger, conquest. These are not flaws in Conan. This is what his operating system is. But he's not a mindless berserker. It is very sharp. He's very cunning. He knows when to act. He knows when to wait. He knows when to manipulate. He makes good relationships. He has friends who are willing to die for him. And he's dangerous because of that. His instinct and his intelligence are the same package. And he's known for having a moral code that people are highly identifiable with. Despite the fact that, yeah, he's also this thief and he's been this gladiator, he's still a magnet for people who want to ride and be around the fame of Conan. And this is not like because of a lot of good traits. It's him using all of his traits together. Now, his moral compass isn't really based on abstract principles like law or justice. It's built on survival, his own honor code, and this immediate reciprocity that he has. If you help him, he helps you. If you betray him, you're dead. That's as simple as it gets on psychological terms. He doesn't play nuanced relationships. He's like, either you're down or you're not. And that's kind of liberating, just how he sees relationships. He strips away a lot of the illusions of higher ideals, and it shows what human ethics look like when you get like all the other stuff out of the way. And the thing about Conan that I think is also definitive of him was obviously his time in captivity. And this was what cemented his drive for freedom. Once he got it, he absolutely despises chains, literal and figurative. And we've seen him run away from that, not just literal physical chains, but also the ideas of being tied down, like being tied to someone else's kingdom. Because he is always operating in this fear of being controlled by all these forces. And a lot of people have attempted to control him. But he's not just a rebel for the sake of rebelling. He's existential. He sees the landscape and he understands that if you're captured by kings or cults or empires, they'll take away your essence. Like literally, we've seen that happen in Conan's world. Your wildness, your essence can be destroyed. So he represents this psychological archetype of this eternal wanderer, a man who will sacrifice comfort, wealth, even love to keep his freedom above all things. And of course, he's got this hyper-masculinity as his true armor. It's both authentic in the sense that he's a warrior, so these are his implements every day, but it's also performative, like the muscles, the aggression. This is armor against a world that otherwise would consume him. But beneath it all is a primal vulnerability of a man who came from nothing. He trusts no systems. He knows that the world is cruel because he's seen it. And his physical prowess become shields against that deepest fear of being powerless ever again. So he's a hero archetype in the rawest forms, not pure and polished like Arthur or someone noble. He's closer to Gilgamesh, where you're kind of half monster, half man, but you're fully alive. And if you're dealing with Conan, you can probably deal with him pretty much straight up. Like, that's what you've seen. But he shows the psychic before we get into this refinement, before there's, guilt and, institutions. He's a reminder that civilization just kind of sits on top of this, barbarism that's right below. It's absolute barbarism. And he's kind of the shadow of humanity. He's instinct, he's free, he's wild, he's raw, but he's unrepentant. And there's an honesty and an honor within who he is. And we see that in how he interacts with people and how diverse his crew of people was. Like, what he was able to put together was all attracted to that Conan vibe. So a kind of a slice into who Conan is. We'll go deeper as we look at some of the more specific representations of Conan.